Hi, Zach. Thanks for joining us. We'll begin with Mike Kliss of 9 News.
Yeah, Zach, I was wondering on you got a bunch of turnovers, takeaways the last couple of days. Benito has said we needed them because the coach was mad at us for not getting any. Does the coach getting mad still work as motivation for players in today's modern era?
Yeah, I think the guys, we all had a pretty good understanding of how important turnovers are in this league. And if you just look at kind of the history of, the teams that win Super Bowls and, do well in the playoffs and stuff, turnovers are a big factor in it. So we knew the importance of it as a group, and we made it a factor in practice this week or last week, and we just got to keep on doing it.
Brandon Cristal, Guerrero Sports.
Hey, Zach, can we backtrack just a little to your reaction to Bo's injury and then I guess everyone rallying behind City and the confidence that Sean has and the locker room has in Jarrett?
Yeah, obviously, Bo was a huge part of us getting to this point. So, we feel terrible for him, and all of our well wishes go to him. And we know he'll come back, stronger than ever when he gets healthy. But at the same point too, we have full faith in Stiddy. I don't. He's the first guy in the building every day, and he prepares like a starter. So we're really excited to see what he does. And obviously he goes against the defense in practice all the time, and he's great and is definitely a really really good quarterback in this league. So excited to see what he does this week.
Nick Kosmider, The Athletic.
Yeah, Zach, I'm just curious. When you guys went back and watched the film, was Malcolm kind of all over the place when going back and watching it as he appeared during the game? And just what is it in your mind that he really gives you guys on that defensive line?
Yeah, no, Roach is awesome. He played a great game, and yeah, he does. He's really good at all of it. He's really the past kind of year, has rounded out his entire game. Obviously, I think in New Orleans, he kind of maybe got, labeled as a run stopper, but honestly, the past 2 years, he's really come on as a pass rusher, and he can do it all. And, really fortunate to have him and just have a lot of good depth on the D line, because I think any other D line in this league, he's definitely a starter, but obviously because we're just so deep up front. But, he does a great job when he's in, and, he takes really meaningful snaps for us, and the standard doesn't drop. So we love Rochi.
Kyle Fredrickson, The Gazette.
Hey, Zach, just curious to get your thoughts about the Patriots in this upcoming AFC title game and maybe some of the early keys that you see in defending against Drake May.
Yeah, no, I think the Patriots are, obviously a hell of a team, for, them to win as many games as they won this year and to be in this spot, they're obviously doing something right. And you can tell just across the board, they're really deep at every position and they're really well coached. So, it'll be a challenge. And yeah, like you said, Drake May's playing really good ball. So, and he can kind of do it all. So it's going to be a challenge, but we'll be ready for it.
Andrew Mason, 104.3 The Fan. Looks like Andrew's having some audio issues. We'll move to Chris Thomason of The Gazette.
Yeah, hey Zach, thanks for doing this. I was going to ask you about the Patriots, but let me, Jonah Ellis is on one side and Christian Ellis is on the other. So how cool is it kind of seeing these brothers going against each other on Sunday?
Yeah, Jonah and his brother are two really, good football players. So, and also his other brother with the Falcons. So, whatever his mom and dad are doing, they're doing something right. But it'll be really cool to, yeah, see them together, and it's got definitely a special, moment for their family. So, but Jonah's done a hell of a job this year for us, and we're really lucky to, have him on our side.
We'll check back in with Andrew.
Yeah, can you hear me? Sorry if there's any trouble. Okay,
Sounds
cool.
good.
Hey, Zach, Sean was saying yesterday that Stiddy does so well in practice that sometimes he ticks Vance off with how he's doing against you guys. So from your perspective as a defensive lineman, what kind of stress does Stiddy put on a defense?
Yeah, I think, Stiddy, he's really, really smart. He studies it, and he's like a second quarterback coach out there, And then on top of it too, he can make every single throw. I think, you've seen in the games he's played, for us and back with the Raiders, he's made some really incredible throws. And so, yeah, no, we're really lucky to have him, and it'll be good on Sunday.
Great. Thank you so much for your time, Zach.
All right. Thank you, guys.